Before you think you got the perfect tenant and the perfect property, watch this video on tips on how to rent your property. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Cindy says, Cindy says, work it out, work it out. Do you work it out? Cindy says, finance looking, work it, hey, mind yeah. Cindy says, work it out though, work it out. Nothing moves till you move, work it out. Finance looking right, work it out though. Mind and your body right, work it out though, work it out though, work it out. Nothing moves till you move, work it out. Finance looking right, work it out though. Mind and your body right, work it out though. Hard work, smart work it out though. If it takes a little time, work it out slow. Only way to level up, work it out more. Work it out more, don't stop, no. I've been on my own and on my job. Work for it and I work hard. Overtime and I'm gon' charge. Get it.
So you've got your first rental property. Hip hip hooray, congratulations. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that your property is eligible to be rented. There are ordinances in different cities where you can't even rent your home out in a particular area. Some of the times it's areas that have been listed as historical, or they have some type of special rule. These different associations and different cities have all types of little small rules to try to control their community, their environment, rightfully so. So make sure there's no zoning or no ordinances in place that says you cannot rent your home out. I also would recommend talking to the neighbors and get to kind of know them a little so they can watch out for your property. Watch and see what your tenant is doing, not being nosy, but you have to do what's in the best interest of your property. I have been a landlord for many years, on and off, and I've seen a lot of good and sometimes bad. And those neighbors could really keep, a lookout for the house. I mean, you're not going to have time to go look at every property because you're going to have so many. So go and be friendly, meet the neighbors, let them know what you're planning to do. And they may even know someone that is interested in renting, which that's great because then you have common people right by each other, so it shouldn't be any conflict. I would say that's number one. And the next one, number two, if you're going to include appliances in your rental property, which I wouldn't recommend unless I was doing a multi-unit, but let's say you're going to rent your home out with appliances. Test your appliances. I would even record the testing of the appliances before you rent your home out, so no one can claim the appliances didn't work when they started renting them or that they didn't break them. You really, in this whole process, have to cover your ass. People start off great, nice and wonderful because they're getting a place to live, your place to live. And you learn who they really are once they become a tenant. Number three, I would say make your outdoor curb appeal. Even though it's a rental property, you still want it to have great curb appeal. You don't want your home to be the worst home in the neighborhood. Again, you have neighbors that you have to consider. And also, it just gives the property a little more liveliness. And hopefully it would deter people who don't care about properties and how they look, not to even apply to rent your well manicured, not landscape, but well manicured rental home. You want to be an example for the tenant so they know what their expectations are. No one wants to be in a neighborhood or have a neighbor's home there's no grass in the front. In Arizona, you don't have proper rocks and stones in the front of your home. Make it look appealing. We are trying to weed out, even though it ain't 100% proof, but we want to weed out some of the undesirables from renting our property. Paint the front door, trim the hedges, make it welcoming. I mean, if you have an extra reef, put a reef, on the door. Make it pleasant. And you're renting your home out. I would even say have just a dry, open house, meaning just send out a text message, invite some people over, or just put it on Facebook and invite some people over to do a dry open house. With that, take some apples, boil them to give it the apple smell, natural apple smell, And referrals are probably the best, because I think when people refer someone else, they want to carry themselves a certain way because everybody sort of are connected and know each other. So have a soft open house for your rental and let other people know what you're doing, because the next step is going to be taking that application. The application. Charge an application fee. I'm not saying $100. This is another weeding out process. Charge a minimum application fee. Your time is worth it. Also, do a background check. It's definitely worth it. That doesn't mean people don't change. That doesn't mean that everyone that has committed a crime is a bad person. But you need to know who's moving into your investment property. So, do a background check and do a soft credit report check. You need to know who is moving into your home and have they been evicted before. I would even say check the county records to see if the person has been evicted before. And maybe the previous landlord didn't bother to report it to the credit reporting agency. Check the county records. We don't want someone that lives somewhere 3 or 4 months and then they're evicted for non-payment, or they destroyed someone's home. Do your due diligence. This person is moving into your property. This is a business. Next item on the list I would say is important is do a deep clean of your home. And again, take pictures. I would even say take a video. And when you return the person's application, you get the email information and you agree that that person can live in your home, send them a copy of the video via email so they know that you know the condition your house was in and what you expect when they vacate the property. Do a deep clean. It's worth renting the rug doctor and deep cleaning the carpet in your home. The next, if not the most important, get landlord insurance. People are less careful in someone else's home. In this case, your property. Get landlord insurance. Contact your insurance agency and let them know the home is not occupied anymore or not occupied as your primary residence. It's a rental property. Get that insurance. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Cindy Says. If you learned anything on this video, subscribe, comment, and share. We want everyone to be aware of how to be a good property owner and how to be a good renter.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share and comment. Cindy Says.